I never thought I'd be the guy writing something like this. I always saw myself as the lucky one. I married Caroline, smart, beautiful, endlessly charismatic. We met during our final year at university. She was studying physical therapy, I was working my way through a degree in architecture. Opposites in so many ways, but we fit. Or at least, I thought we did. We'd been married 6 years. For the first 5, life was good, or so I believed. We bought a small house on the edge of town, with just enough space for our 2 rescue dogs and dreams of one day filling a nursery. I worked long hours at a reputable design firm. Caroline started a small but thriving physical therapy practice. But somewhere along the way, something shifted. It started subtly. I'd come home to an empty house more often. Caroline, once eager to welcome me with a kiss and a glass of wine, now seemed distant. Tired, she'd say. Work's been crazy, she'd say. Then came the gym. It started innocently enough. Caroline joined a new upscale gym downtown called Elevate. At first, I was glad. She deserved to take time for herself. She raved about the classes, the state-of-the-art equipment, the beautiful space. And the community, she'd say. Elevate wasn't just a gym, it was a lifestyle center. Lots of social events, mixers, and community wellness nights. Caroline went more and more often. From 3 times a week, to 5, then nearly every day. I began noticing new clothes. Tighter leggings. More form-fitting tops. Her style evolved, not in a way that suggested comfort or function, but as though she was dressing for someone, or something. Then came the name. Adrian. Adrian was the gym administrator, she told me. Not just the manager, the face of Elevate. Young, driven, ridiculously fit. Caroline brought him up in casual conversation a few times, laughing about how enthusiastic he was, how he always encouraged members to push their limits. One evening over dinner, she mentioned that Adrian had asked her to join a special invite-only bootcamp program he was organizing. Just a small group, she said. He thinks I have potential. I tried to be supportive. That's great, babe, I said, masking the slight unease creeping in. The bootcamp began. Caroline started coming home later. Her phone buzzed constantly, messages she read quickly and tucked away. The smiles she used to give me were more distracted now. The physical intimacy between us, once frequent and tender, began to fade. One Sunday afternoon, when she thought I was out golfing, I came home early to grab my forgotten wallet. As I entered the house, I heard laughter coming from the living room. I rounded the corner quietly. Caroline sat on the couch, phone in hand, giggling. I caught a glimpse of the screen, a selfie of Adrian, shirtless, flexing. Her fingers danced on the keyboard as she typed something back, cheeks flushed. I stood there, frozen. She didn't notice me until the dogs barked at my presence. She jumped, locked the screen. You scared me, she said, too brightly. Forgot something? I couldn't confront her then. I was too shocked. Too unsure of what I had seen, or maybe too afraid to believe it. That night, I lay awake, the image of Adrian's photo burned into my mind. I started paying attention. Her phone now never left her side. She turned it face down on the table, took it into the bathroom, the bedroom, everywhere. She started spending entire evenings at Elevate, claiming extended training sessions or wellness seminars. My gut told me the truth I didn't want to face. I finally cracked 2 weeks later. A friend of mine, Daniel, worked maintenance at the gym on weekends. I asked him, in a strained voice, if he'd noticed anything unusual. He hesitated, then sighed. Man. I don't want to get involved. But yeah. People talk. Caroline and Adrian, they're close. Really close. I think my heart stopped. For a moment, all I could hear was the blood rushing in my ears. Thanks, I managed to say, numb. That night, I checked our shared tablet. Caroline wasn't as careful syncing her messages there. What I found gutted me. Weeks of messages. Flirty. Intimate. Explicit. Can't wait to feel you again, Adrian had written. You make me feel so alive, Caroline replied. The ground seemed to drop from beneath me. My wife, the woman I built a life with, trusted completely, was having an affair with the gym administrator. And I had been blind. That night, I sat alone in the dark, reading every message, every timestamp that now made perfect sense. The late nights, the distant hugs, the secret smiles. I didn't know what to do. Confront her? Leave? Was there even anything left to save? When she came home, cheerful and flushed from another boot camp, I couldn't look at her. I muttered some excuse about being tired and went to bed, lying stiffly awake, the weight of betrayal pressing on my chest. Tomorrow, I would confront her. I had to. The truth was laid bare now. But tonight, I grieved. For my wife. For the life I thought we had. For the man I used to be. I didn't sleep that night. I stared at the ceiling, the messages from Caroline's tablets searing themselves into my mind, each one a knife twisting deeper. I kept replaying every moment from the past few months, searching for signs, things I should have noticed sooner, words I should have questioned. By the time dawnlight filtered through our curtains, something inside me had hardened. I couldn't live in denial any longer. I couldn't pretend my marriage was intact. I had to confront her. Not with shouting or accusations, but with cold, undeniable truth. She came down to the kitchen around 7, dressed in her workout gear, phone already in hand. Morning, she said softly, pouring coffee. You okay? You seemed off last night. I looked at her for a long moment. This woman, her familiar face, her soft voice, felt like a stranger now. I need to talk to you, I said quietly. My voice barely felt like my own. She looked up, wary. Okay. I slid the tablet across the table. Her face paled before it even lit up. Go ahead, I said. Open your messages. She stared at me, frozen. I tapped the screen. Already synced. I've seen everything. A long silence. Then her lips parted, but no words came. Tears welled in her eyes, but I couldn't tell if it was guilt or the shock of being caught. How long? I asked, voice low. She swallowed. A few months, she whispered. It just happened. No, I said flatly. Things like this don't just happen. You chose this. You chose to betray me, over and over again. Tears streamed down her cheeks now. I'm so sorry, she choked. I never wanted to hurt you. I didn't even know how to stop. I laughed bitterly. You didn't know how to stop? You could have chosen not to start. She reached across the table, but I pulled back. Her touch felt poison now. Is it serious? I asked. Are you in love with him? She shook her head desperately. No. I don't even know what I was thinking. Adrian, he made me feel wanted, alive. I've been so lost lately. I didn't know how to tell you. I stared at her. So you told him instead. Her sobs grew louder. I still love you, I do. Please, can we work through this? The anger that had burned in me all night was shifting now, not to forgiveness, but to cold clarity. Work through this? I said. How? Every time you leave the house, how am I supposed to believe you're not lying? Every message, every boot camp, how do I erase those images from my mind? She crumpled, head in her hands. I'll quit the gym, she whispered. I'll do anything. Just, don't leave. The words felt hollow. Promises made after the damage was done. I stood slowly. I need time, I said. I'm going to stay with my brother for a few days. I can't be here right now. She looked up in panic. Please, don't go. We can fix this. But I was already moving. I packed a bag with numb efficiency, heart hammering but mind strangely calm. When I reached the door, she followed me. Please, she begged. Don't give up on us. I turned one last time. You gave up on us the moment you answered his first message. And with that, I left. The days that followed were a blur of pain and reflection. My brother, Ben, gave me space but stayed close enough to catch me when I spiraled. Do you want to fight for it? He asked one night over whiskey. I thought about it. About the 6 years of love and trust now tainted by deception. No, I said finally. Even if I could forgive her, I'd never trust her again. That's no marriage. I filed for divorce 2 weeks later. Caroline tried everything: messages, calls, even showed up at Ben's door once in tears. But I was done. My lawyer handled the rest. The hardest part wasn't losing her. It was losing the version of her I thought I knew. Grieving a life that now felt like a lie. Months passed. I poured myself into work, leaned on friends and family, and forced myself to rebuild. The nights were still hard, shadows of betrayal creeping in, but day by day, they faded. One crisp autumn afternoon, I walked past Elevate. A new banner hung in the window, now under new management. A bitter smile touched my lips. Good. Life moves on. Scars remain, but they remind us of our strength. I've started dating again. Cautiously. I know it'll take time to fully trust again, but I'm learning. As for Caroline? Last I heard, she'd moved out of town. I wish her well, not out of kindness, but because I no longer care. And me? I'm still standing. Sometimes, that's enough.